Hello and welcome back to Cars of Glasgow, and today we're going to be taking a look at the 2020 Toyota Corolla Hybrid Trek, so stay tuned for this video. So if we start off with the front of the Corolla Hybrid Trek models get a few standout features. We get the honeycomb grille at the front, we get this nice silver trim on the lower splitter, we also get fog lights and LED lights up front. I'm not sure about you, but I really like how the front end looks in the new Corolla. After a few years of having the Urus, the Corolla nameplate's back here in the UK and it looks really sharp, all new platform, and I think Toyota have done a great job making this car stand out. Also like this paint, it's a nice kind of red metallic pearlescent colour, and it's actually called Scarlet Flare, so if you have a look, it's hard to see in the winter daylight, but it's got metallic kind of flakes, it's very shiny, and it's a £900 option. I think it makes the car stand out and looks very premium. These Trek models also get these unique 17-inch alloy wheels that are machined, kind of that black and silver trim. I quite like them, very unique styling, and I quite like the fact Toyota have put this little cover plate hiding over the wheel nuts. Just give it a little bit of a design feature there. And the Trek is adding SUV styling cues, so it's 20mm higher than the standard Corolla, and we also get some silver trim pieces and black plastic cladding around the wheel arches, sill plates, around the front and back as well. In a Trek model we also get rear privacy glass and nice silver roof rails up the top. Move around to the back of the car, again the kind of SUV, quasi SUV looks are continued, so we've got the silver and black bumper, we've got a little rubber strip here at the back, and it says Corolla Trek on the left hand side. And again, I think it looks a bit more generic in the back in comparison to the front, but it's not a bad looking car. The Trek models get an automatic tailgate which you can open by waving your foot underneath, and that's worked first time every time so far, so tried that 3 times already and it's worked every time, so very good system on the Toyota here. And this 1.8 litre variant has a 595 litre boot space. It does shrink a little bit when you get the 2 litre model, but I like the fact it also comes with this Corolla mat. I think it is an option, but worth getting if you've got a dog, things like that. Designed for the shape of the car, and you've got a little bit of storage each side for maybe shopping or bottles of gin and things like that. And little hooks up there beside the levers for, and as you can see the seats fold pretty flat down for those IKEA halls and modern car system. One lever and it folds down straight away. So touch the button up top, but your tailgate folds down. A wee bit slow, but don't have to worry about that. May as well jump in the back since we're here. So this size of car competes with things like the Volkswagen Golf estate and the Ford Focus estate. So if you think of that kind of class of car, it's a bit similar to the Subaru Levorg that we reviewed a couple of weeks ago. And the Trek models get this 2-tone interior trim with the brown and grey textile, almost looks like tweed. It's quite a nice texture and I quite like it. And it's easy to reach child seat anchors down there, there's going to be no bother, and you're going to really fit 2 people in the back, no bother. It's set up for myself, driving position, knee room, not too bad. I'm 5'11", and headroom's pretty good in this car as well, as you can hopefully see in the camera. It's about 2 fingers above me. Close the door, it feels quite good. Good view out the front, the cabin. And the same materials, rubberised up the top, nice bit of fabric on the door panel, electric window, and a little bit of storage down in the door bin down below. One little thing is I'd like the fact they've given us a mat pocket behind the passenger seat, but I'd have loved it if they gave us one behind the driver's seat as well, just because you've got your kids, you'd probably want an iPad on both sides. The door opens nice and wide, easy to get in and out. You even get a little Trek sill plate to remind you what model you've got. If any parents wondering, you've got child lock on the door here as well. So the Trek models all come with keyless entry and keyless go. Hand down there, wing mirrors pop out, you're good to go and jump in. Being a Trek model, we've also got Trek embossed in the sill plate, we've got Corolla embossed in the floor mat to remind you what model we're driving. And the door panel itself, nice blend of plastic materials that are nice and soft and spongy, going to the hard scratchy plastics. Nice bit of material there. I quite like the fake wood trim the Corolla Trek gets. You'll see that splashed throughout the cabin. electric wing mirrors and electric door mirrors all around. Got some manual adjustments here for the seat and a little bit of electric lumbar support. Hopefully you can see that popping out there, which will be handy for long journeys. We'll step in, and being a Toyota Lexus product, we've got a blue power button, start up, car comes to life. We've got a 7-inch TFT screen up ahead, and all Toyota models get this 8-inch screen in the middle. Being a Japanese car, we've got loads of technology. We've got your lane departure warning up here, auto wipers, auto lights, auto climate control. We've got a big screen here, as I mentioned, 8-inch screen. Anything you want for your audio. Quite responsive. Can just mute that so we don't get any copyright. The screen's very fast and responsive, and I wouldn't really worry about that. Graphics themselves, you can see, quite fast and responsive. Pinch to zoom just like an iPhone. And if you have a quick look around, quality of the cabin, pretty high, rubberised plastic. Quite impressed with this. Quite a jump forward from the previous generation Urus. I like this white stitching they've got going across to make it kind of look like full leather. Wouldn't be a Cars of Glasgow video without the glove box. It's softly damped, a wee bit scratchy plastic, but nice and deep and no fuse box in the way. We've got heated seats down here. They're 2-stage, high and low, which is nice for a winter's day like today. Got a little bit of storage in there for an iPhone or some sunglasses, and we've also got a USB port right there. All cars go through the Cvt Transmission, which you would have seen in many Toyota and Lexus products. Back for reverse camera, D for drive, and B I believe is like regenerative brakes, which the Lexus CT has. Got a wee EV mode there, driving mode. If it goes into sport, eco and normal. And you can go to EV mode if you've got enough battery pack to drive around. And that, electric parking brake, and an auto hold button that I quite like around town. Got two cup holders here. Not lined with anything, a bit scratchy plastic, but at least it'll be easy to wipe down. Soft armrest here, hiding my protein shake. In there we've got a big enough unit in there, lined with the fuzzy stuff, power outlet as well as USB cables. With a nice soft leather wrapped steering wheel, quite like silver trim, very pleasant to hold in the hand, nice and thin. And all your cruise control and modes are on the right hand side, and left hand side, time for your call and your radio, like so. We've got an instrument display which is very clear and easy to read. As I mentioned, you can cycle through different modes and you see the colour changes: green for eco, normal's blue, and red for sport. Little tachometer on the left, and your fuel gauge and your temperature engine gauge on the right hand side. Nice, clear, easy to read. You're going to have no issues jumping in and getting set off. So as I mentioned, the seats in the Trek come with this two-tone brown and kind of tweed-like grey in the middle. They're very soft and comfortable. I'm getting a lot of comfort already sitting into the car. So I mentioned I'm 5'11", plenty of headroom, definitely plenty of leg room. You're going to have no bother getting yourself if you're short or small, because there's so much adjustment with regards to the seat. Look at the leg room for the seat all the way far back, so if you're 6 foot plus, you're going to have no issue in this size of car. And as I said, I like everything's just easy to hand, and Toyota and Lexus do quite a good job of how everything ergonomically designed, just at a wee bit of an angle. Very easy to touch, very intuitive to use. Climate vents, not too exciting to look at as I mentioned, but I do like the wood trim to give that kind of nature vibe that the car's going for. A bit of a marketing ploy, but I do like it. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the driving portion of the 2020 Toyota Corolla Hybrid Trek. So we previously mentioned this is the 1.8 litre variant, which produces just around 120 horsepower. Gets the car from 0 to 60 in 10.9 seconds, so you're not going to be breaking the law or any speed limits anytime soon. The benefit though is it comes with low running costs, so we've got 113 grams per kilometre of CO2. We've also got the hybrid powertrain, means it's nice and quiet around town to drive. Very fuel efficient, easily get 57 miles to a gallon in this car in real world driving, which is a nice benefit. And then it runs on petrol, you get Toyota reliability. With regards to comfort, the seats are very comfortable. You may not like the brown interior, I quite like it, but the lumbar's pretty good, very soft and squidgy, and an easy car to just get in and drive, very comfortable. Everything's ergonomically designed, as I mentioned. The climate control, everything's easy to find. I like how silent it is, just moving off. All hybrids have got that little bit instant torque, just moving off, blends in the petrol motor pretty decently. And really, you're buying this car because you like that lifestyle of what the crossover generation's bringing to us, but you don't want to jump into a RAV4. This is the car for you. However, it is still front wheel drive, so if you're looking for a car that's going to maybe going up a country road, maybe you're a vet or a farmer, probably better off with a proper all-wheel drive, four-wheel drive estate car. Maybe something like the Subaru Levorg that we previously looked at. That's probably more up your needs, up your street for that. But if you maybe live and you're worried about bottoming out on a driveway, or maybe you just want that little bit, 20mm more ground clearance, then the Trek's for you. Prices here in the UK start over £29,000. This particular one is kindly supplied by Helmsburg Toyota, and it's up for sale for £23,495. One of the ex-demo cars, so it's very good value if you're after one of these cars. And anybody who knows Toyotas, they'll last a long time due to the reliability records for decades. So the pros for this car: easy to drive, get in and go, good visibility, good tech if you like your tech, and value for money. Definitely Japanese is going to be the way forward. But as I mentioned, reliability, economy, cheap to run. If you're a company car buyer, the BIK is going to be cheaper because the CO2 is quite low. My only two gripes with it is CVT is a little bit noisy under harsh acceleration. So when you put the foot down, you get that CVT whine, which we'll hear in a second out on this corner. And this particular model, being the 1.8, isn't as fast as other variants. Maybe the 2 litre, maybe there's something I'd go for with the 178 horsepower. There's that CVT whine. I hope it came through in the camera. The only gripe with CVTs is a little bit of noise. If you drive it leisurely around town, and once you're up to speed, you're not hearing it whine, totally livable. But that's just my only gripe with the car. Two little negatives, everything else is positive. The steering is nice and light, going up a hill, quite enough torque to get you up these hills of Helensburgh. As I mentioned, powertrain, very ideal for around town driving. Now the rain's on. I just want to say thanks very much for watching this video on the Toyota Corolla Hybrid Trek. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to Cars of Glasgow below. Again, thanks to Helmsburg Toyota for lending me the car. I'll leave their information below if you're interested in this car or their website.